My career has been interesting in terms of like starting as a consultant, doing strategy, then eventually getting into large corporations, transitioning into HR roles, having had different HR roles, and now transitioning out into doing things on my own, like by starting my own business, is, I think, a lot of transition points. And if you would need something that characterizes me, then I would say is like having had different transitions in my professional life. Honestly, the geopolitical situation that we're having in the world, right? If you see all of the turmoils going on, this is it. When it comes to my personal and private life, I believe, you need to learn to manage like things that how they're going to manage also insecurities. And when you say like, what is my relief? It's always family and friends. And for me, it's running. And I have also strongly decided that I will start doing Pilates or yoga. I need to figure out what fits best to me, right? I always say is like the older you get, you also need to make more investment into your body to keep in shape. And so let me see what 2020 will look like. When you are in a corporate job, you have a lot of people that are in the supportive team that manage your agenda and that supports many of the things and do preparations for many of the things that you need to do. And also, frankly, because you really don't have the time. But I think what's really important is that you understand what is your priorities, where is it that you want to put the effort in your professional life as much as in your personal life. And you need to be very clear about setting barriers also, and like saying this is a time frame when I do this, and then I do also take the time for something else. Just coming back to your earlier question, it has always been important for me to have sports as a relaxing or as a balance to all of the things that I'm doing at work. And I always take the time to do that. So I would even get up earlier to go running for an hour. And that's my personal choices. But you need to know what you need, what you want, and then I think you need to make that clear to yourself and to the others. No, I would say is like my purpose would be many different things. I think that I am considered as someone who's promoting diversity. That's absolutely true. But because I am so much different from most of the people that I have been living and worked at. Okay, so I'm a woman, I'm black, I have had different experiences, which actually very often puts me into being one of the very few in the room wherever I am, whether it has been at school, whether it has been at university, or whether it is in my job. But diversity for me and inclusion, I think, is really an integral part of my DNA. Now, purpose depends on what you want to do in achieving something, and I think it's more satisfaction for everyone. And as a leader, if you want to have an organization behind you, you need to tell them what is your vision, what is the strategy, why are you doing that? And if you do not explain that, most probably people won't follow you as much. So I think that should be very clear to everyone. Effective teams are teams that allow differences, that do respect themselves and each other for what they're good in, for what are the strengths that they're bringing to the table. And I think what makes me always proud when I'm looking back at the different teams that I was able to lead is to say is like we could fight, we could argue on the objectives, but as persons and as people, we always respected each other. And I think that is what makes the best team. I think every organization has different ways of like testing that, right? I mean, there could be very clear processes when you go into the software area. There is with Scrum methodology and sprints, you actually develop things very newly. But then you also have to think about hackathons of like getting really idea generation globally together. And I think there is not that one recipe. There is different ways, and most probably for every different organization, a different fit. I think when you make mistakes and when you take wrong decision, that happens more than once. And I think what I have learned over the time is to say is like, I make it better quicker, undo things quicker, and sometimes also to clean things up. So I think that's very clear. When you really want to change, then you need to disrupt. When you disrupt, you will not be liked by everyone. And when you feel resistance, then you know that you're on a way to change. Having said that, at the same time, it's also important that you have supporters and people that are actually ambassadors for your own ideas, because then that's also the check. Are you really doing the right things?